Okay, so here we go. If you'd like to say hello, Keith.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Just give me a second to get this up and running. Right. So, welcome back to the spiritual journey. We're not quite ready yet. Welcome back to the spiritual journey, 18th week, 3rd year, and the last week before the semester half term. Yeah, so getting close to the end of the year. Now, today is the 20th of April. Yes. My name is David Stanley, and I manage the course entitled The Spiritual Journey within the school founded in 2019 called Universal Comprehension Academy. It's the 2nd semester, 3rd year with Keith. So, you had a good week, Keith?
Yeah, lovely weather, mostly. Yeah.
No, nothing unusual happening?
I don't think so, unusual. Right.
Oh, okay. So, right. Once again today, we're looking at the flat Earth theory and comparing it with the Big Bang theory. Here we go. We have the laws of creation. Oh, that's the wrong one. Wrong paper. Right. Here we go. Yeah. Flat Earth, the heliocentric model, and the electric universe. Yeah, the 3 different models.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at here. A quick look at that. Right. Now, we watched a video and we've already watched it, so I'll put a link to the video under the video was called Flat Earth is Antarctica the key to flat Earth? Yes. Some people say if we could just fly around it, that would be great. Then we could prove once and for all that the world is a globe. Yes. But it's off limits and we can't do that. We're not allowed to do that because, do you remember why?
No.
We've got to protect the penguins. Yeah, that's that's basically it. Now, last week we talked about both the planetary mind and the sun mind. The sun mind being like an electromagnetic rough, yes, under the chin.
Yeah.
Yes. The rough was white, which gives it that neutral vector, separating the higher mind from the lower mind. The higher mind is positive and can be called the solar mind, as it comprises of every element in the solar system working together as a unit. So it is very wide ranging. It could also be called the ESP mind, yes, because it will add information to the sun mind in a flash of inspiration to create that eureka moment when all is understood. Yes. So we have 3 minds that work in a unit. Everyone has these 3 minds, but most people base themselves in one or other of these minds most of the time. However, when we sleep, the higher solar mind is freer to come into use so that any problems you have, you can sleep on, and your sun mind and your solar mind can resolve the problem. In the morning, you may well wake up with the whole answer or part of the answer to a problem. Yes, that's the higher mind's working. Thus, the higher minds add clarity to the lower minds during sleep. I also call the higher mind the saintly mind. Yes, as it can bring mental healing in difficult situations, not only to the user, as we'll say, but to other people as well. Now, last week, I also said we would try to understand the biblical verse, I said you are gods, yes, which is mentioned twice, at least twice in the Bible. The first time this was used was in the Old Testament link in Psalms 82.6, from which Jesus quoted, God says to human beings, I said you are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Yes? The Hebrew word translated gods is Elohim, which literally means gods or mighty ones. Yes? So it's a question of translation as well. Although it is often rendered as God, that is the true God in the Bible. If you do a quick search online, here is an explanation from one link. Yes, let's start with a look at Psalm 82, the psalm that Jesus quotes in John 10:34. The Hebrew word translated God in Psalm 82.6 is Elohim. It usually refers to the one true God, but it does have other uses. Psalm 82.1 says, God presides in the great assembly. He gives judgment among the gods. It is clear from the next three verses that the word gods refers to magistrates, judges, and other people who hold positions of authority and rule. And so God is in the middle of all of those people. Right? Calling a human magistrate a god indicated three things. He has authority over other human beings. Number two, the power he wields as a civil authority is to be feared. And who is pictured as judging the whole earth in verse 8. Yes, he derives his power and authority from God himself, who is pictured as judging the whole earth in verse 8. Now, I'll put the link under the video for that as well. But there is another way of looking at it. Yes, firstly, the individual entity, which we call a man or a woman, must be developed to a very high spiritual standard to become a judge or a magistrate, especially in those biblical times long ago. They were developed by God, those people, at that time, to that high standard by the trials they went through as a nation of Hebrews. If you remember, I'll give a link for this. Each tribe of Israel was assigned a gemstone that was for them both as individuals and as a tribe to develop and crystallize that gemstone frequency. So they had crystallization and the intelligence that came with that. So there's a link for that. Now, in the Buddhist philosophy, one can develop the diamond in the lily, which is a stage of high development. Again, a gem crystallize in them, not as something physical, but as something spiritual or plasmic in nature, but real. Yes, the Diamond Way offers the modern world the effective methods that lead to a direct experience of mind, as explained by Lopon Chestu Rinpoche, one of the most experienced teachers of Tibetan Buddhism. One learns to experience the world from a rich and self-liberating viewpoint. Diamond Way meditations develop a deep inner richness and lead to a non-artificial and unwavering mind where every enlightened activity can unfold. Link that to and there's another link. Okay, now this suggests an indestructible crystallization in oneself. So the Diamond Way, as we know, diamonds are indestructible. So I think it's reasonable to imagine that these spiritual type magistrates and people of their caliber develop their own crystal in which the spark of self can live. Yes, when we talk about the spark of self, we're talking about the real self. That is what we attempt on the spiritual journey. Yes. God then becomes an acronym, simply meaning live in what is real. Yeah, so that's grow, or die in what is false. So these people had the notion grow or die, and so they can be called gods according to the acronym, as they chose to grow and crystallize in what is real. The minds are important because they help to locate and live constantly in the real self, in the middle of creation. So we talk about creation, and right in the middle, yes, as in your diagram over here, yes. So you're right in the middle, and creation is all around you. Okay, so as I was saying, the minds were important because they help to locate and live constantly in the real self, in the middle of creation, and through comprehension to realize one's potential as a unique entity on one's spiritual journey. Yes. So, bye for this week. It's now half semester. So for us, a 2-week break, followed by the final 6 meetings for year 3 of the spiritual journey. Okay, so we've got.
There isn't a video where you have 2 people, one representing one side, and I'm prepared to discuss it without arguing.
About the flatter. Well, actually, I'm in a group where they do discuss it. There are people there that believe in the flat earth theory, and there are those that are adamant that there's only one scientific full earth, and they will argue and argue and argue. Yeah. So yes, there are and I've got some videos lined up for you to look at where people do discuss this. Okay, yeah. We can have a look at one now if you want. Oh, no. But we're going to finish this here for today, and perhaps we can have a look at another one. Okay, so say bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, and it's bye from me too. So there we go. Half term, half semester. So